dry set. It is exactly the day as the day I bought it. It is measuring 67 centimeters. This is day 1 on the dry set of the laurel tree. It is also exactly the same as the day I bought it, just like the monk tree. It is also measuring between 67 and 68 centimeters. This is day 1 on the wet set with the laurel tree. It is also measuring 67 centimeters because I made sure all the trees were measuring the same exact way. This is day 1 with the monk tree, the wet set. It is measuring exactly the same as the other trees, which is between 67 and 68 centimeters. This along the laurel tree on the wet set is receiving 600 millimeters of water every day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Day 2 is the dry monk tree. Today a problem happened. Some animal, probably an insect, ate part of the tree, and it is now measuring 52 centimeters. It is in drought and is not receiving any water. This is day 2 with the dry laurel tree. This one is not having any problems, and it has actually grown 2 centimeters, putting it in 70 centimeters. It is resisting a lot. It is resisting the drought. The other one has some yellow leaves. This is proving my hypothesis right. Day 2 with the wet monk tree. It actually grew 2 centimeters, but its leaves are dying. It is showing signs of weakness. Day 2 of the wet laurel tree. My hypothesis until now is being proven correct. It has actually grown 3 centimeters, putting it in about 70 centimeters. It is not showing any signs of weakness, and it is much more healthier than the monk tree, who has yellow leaves. Day 3 on the dry monk tree. It is still on 52 centimeters, but it is not showing any other signs of weakness. This is the day 3 on the dry monk tree. It did not grow as much as yesterday, but it did grow 1 centimeter, putting it in 71 centimeters. It is not showing any signs of weakness, and is real healthy. Day 3 on the wet laurel tree. It grew 2 centimeters. It's really big. None of the leaves are dying, and the stem is still hard, and none of the soil has eroded. All these are signs of strength. That is proving my hypothesis right. Day 3 on the wet monk tree. It is kind of dying. Its leaves are real yellow, and the stem is really soft. A lot of soil has eroded, and that probably means it's going to die. It's day 4 on the dry monk tree. It's pretty much the same as always. It's not changed at all. Day 4. Today is the second to last day for the experiment to end. The tree grew 2 centimeters overnight. It has not been watered, but it's probably living off the water that it got when it was in the vivero where I bought it. Day 4 on the wet monk tree. It has actually grown 1 centimeter, but its leaves are dying and the stem is really soft and bendy. It almost looks like a herbaceous stem. Lol. Its soil has eroded a lot and it's really weak. Day 4 on the wet laurel tree. It grew 4 centimeters yesterday, which is pretty impressive. The soil has not eroded much, but it has, just a little bit. It is getting a lot of water, but it's still growing. It is not dying. Its stem is really hard and its leaves are having a good. Day 5 on the dry monk tree. This is the last day of the experiment. Since the day one part of the monk tree has been chopped off, it has not had any progress or any change in a good or a bad way. Day 5 on the dry laurel tree. It grew 2 centimeters. Its stem is really strong. Its leaves have a really great color. My hypothesis has been proven with the dry set on the wet set. This is the wet laurel tree. It grew 2 centimeters. Its stem is really strong, and its leaves are really green, or the color they're supposed to be. So this means the laurel tree passed with an 100. Lol, the torture test. The monk tree barely passed the test. The soil rotted a lot, the leaves are really brown, and the stem is really soft. So that proves my hypothesis right, that the laurel tree would last more under the harshest conditions. In conclusion, my hypothesis was right. The laurel tree can resist more than the monk tree under harshest conditions. The data supports this argument because all the way through the experiment, the laurel tree was surviving very good, but the monk tree barely passed the test. Some problems that might have affected the results were the erosion of dirt, the rain, and probably the people in the vivero watered the plants from the dry set. So that could have affected the results because they were not in complete drought. But pretty much those were their problems. And the rest of the experiment was pretty good. And there's my face being sad.